For an awesome healer.
I'm so excited because this is always a fun
That's
map
usually
to
what I play.
review on our recap because it seems rather figured out, but there's also so much you can do. Nice start right away. You heard a Reaper to your left. Now he's shooting you in the back. Gotta be more aware of that. That would be my very first thing. But I know you're not going to hear everything every game.
Moira to the right.
Aw, that was unfortunate.
Did you have your cooldown the whole time there? Yeah, I'm curious why you didn't pull the hog in. You were trying to get damage off on him, I guess, but I would have... That was like one of the easier pulls of your life.
Yeah, don't try it.
And they have a Rhine now, so this is going to change the way you play. You know, you might even have to rotate. Unfortunate. Again, the hog. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing right off the bat is we gotta focus on our general awareness some more. There's been a Reaper shooting us in the back. There's been a hog we could have gotten. There's been a hog that hooked us because we stepped outside of our shield. There was a Moira just barely sucking you, and you turn to focus her when she's really one of the last things you need to worry about on Orisa.
Held it for as long as I could see. Won't get res. That'd be huge. Okay, I killed the Rhine.
So you're just getting rained down on by far, and you haven't even like found her yet. And she was in the same spot the whole time, pretty much.
This is a pharmacy battle, so I'm probably gonna switch to a hit scan.
Realistically, right now, I would love to hear you talking to your team and just ask them to like reset real quick, or something similar.
I hate that hog.
Oh, let's break it! Damn!
Nice. Yep, so that's what, so watch how long you were just kind of standing here after you get this nice loop. Alright, good. Standing, 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 standing. Now watch this. You got your boot? Immediately I want to see you flicking over here. You can already see the Ryan. He's right here. He goes over here, and then he comes back right here. Even if you don't do an ounce of damage to him, you're taking his shield down and you're making sure that you're going to cap this point faster. And he's just standing there. Because you know they have a Pharah who's been shooting behind you, I would take a step back so that you can make sure you're not going to get booped into this well. I love holding the same corner on the building, throwing my shield on it, but if you take a step back, you're going to be so much safer. You probably, if you were shooting at that Ryan stuff, even if you would have just gotten the point a couple seconds sooner, could have been game changing. Very nice use of your resources there to kill the bomb. You see that boop cam behind you? I want to see you playing back here where you are right now.
I just lagged
Okay, so I love that you put your supercharger right here. It was at least better than dropping it just where you were. I'm not trying to use that draw, I'm forgetting. But let me give you three choices, okay? So there might have been a better spot where we can show this. Okay, right here. This is a great spot to show this. So should we put our supercharger here, here, or behind this pole? 3 choices. A, B, C. Any of the 3 are a choice. Here's the thing about what you did. Love that you put it here because it's safe from fire this way. Somewhat. It's safe from long range fire that way. So let's clarify. We're going to say that yellow is long range fire, alright? So we're safe from long range fire this way, which is nice. It's great to take that away. But we're very open to short range fire this way. Someone can just walk past our shield. We're very open to Farah rockets from behind, who thankfully is over here right now, so we're not too worried about her. As soon as our shield breaks, which we know it's going to be focused because we're some of the only person alive, we can be shot across. We can be shot over here. If we truly value the supercharger, it needed to be B or C, because then it's only going to be vulnerable to Farah rockets behind. Because if anyone wants to pressure it from this direction, this way, we need another color, we're losing it here. This way, they're just not going to be able to because there's literally a wall in the way. This way, they're just not, oh, there's the fire, I'm crazy. They're not going to be able to because there's a wall in the way either way. No sort of diagonal angle is going to be able to hit it. So if they want to hit your supercharger, they're literally going to have to walk over to it on B or C. And so that would have made either of those beautiful spots. And I'm going to be sad here if your supercharger goes down right away.
Sorry. I got distracted by the freaking Ash.
Online. System restart initialized.
So you have your shield off cooldown. I want to see it down. I don't want that hog to hook you. You would have still got shot in the back. But I don't want random spam hitting you. It's crazy to me that you haven't turned a shield down yet. It's not even a long cooldown for a Reese's shield. But I want to see you move another one right away. That was close. That was good. It kind of was the only thing you focused on, so you lost track of the fact that there was a fire right in front of you and stuff. But I'm at least happy that you threw the shield soon. You got flanked from that back twice now. No. So next time you get on point, I want to see you actually, I hope this is what you'll do. Oh, well, this one's over. But you gotta go here now, unfortunately. And it's not your favorite place to hold generally, but you've gotten flanked from over here twice, and you're taking random shots from the Ashe on this side. And so it's not going to help you to be here anymore. Because what that's allowing the Ashe to do, it's allowing the Ashe to hit people who peek out of your shield, and it's allowing the Ryan to just come right here. If you were over here, then the Ashe cannot hit you at all, because their shots are just going to go right into your shield. And if the Ryan wants to flank, he has to go all the way around. And if someone doesn't see him and respond to that, then, well, you guys were throwing anyway.
No.
I got 2. That's all I can do. Battle Mercy. Oh my god, we shouldn't have lost that round. My
Zarya.
Oh, let's break it down!
Think about the value that Ryan got out of both of his shatters there. He got a ton. And then think about the value that you got out of your one supercharger. A really common saying, I think it's Jay in the Overwatch coach who says it all the time, is he says that you just have to outplay your counterpart on the enemy team to climb. And I want you to really just think, did you outplay that Ryan? And I think that that Ryan got more value than you. And so that makes it really hard to climb.
Lucio, where are we going?
Right.
There's so many like little general tips too that I would love to see you start following. Like I'd love to see you hit tab at any point to see what they're running. I can't believe that shatter connected, but nice.
Don't let that hog hook you in.
So I would be shielding that doorway right there to make sure that hog isn't going to take one of my teammates, and to make sure that I'm giving my team the freedom that they need to punish that soldier and that hog. Also, put your shield down now. You gotta let it recharge. You've only got 800. Alright, nice. That was really good. See, you had no reason to put it up though. So you actually interrupted your shield recharging, and because of that, didn't have enough shield to block later. You know the soldier's coming behind. Gotta call that out. If he would have picked one of your supports or something there, that would have been brutal. You and your duo were talking so much before this match started, and now you're not even really talking.
Oh, that was.
Nice. Yeah, nice right there. Shield him. Give your team the time they need to back up. Yeah. Alright, so nice kill on the Mercy, I guess. But don't... Oh, you didn't even kill her. Brutal.
Good boot.
You can't use our shatters like that. Remember what we were saying like about how much value the Ryan got out of his shatters? Even if you killed that Mercy, that was not a valuable shatter. Your team had already won that fight.
About that shield again.
Mercy's ult isn't usually like game changing, so you're not even denying anything there. Like, there's really no way to justify that. Right now you have a big shield up, 100 times bigger than yours. You should swing on that soldier as he gets closer.
He's coming in to the right hand side, more turn right. Fire at will.
Play. They have Bastion.
So did we? Yeah, we did. We threw our fire strike at this wall. So there's two possibilities right here if you're going to throw a fire strike. At this wall, and then at this gap that most of the time enemies pass through. So there's no reason to throw it at this wall. I don't ever want to see that realistically. I want to see you throw it here so that it travels through the gap and you're probably going to get some decent ult charge. Where instead I don't think you hit anyone. Hey, your fire strike just hits the wall there.
They have Bastion.
So you know they have Bastion, so you should be on the more forward part of the point. So if you are holding back here on the point and your shield starts to go down, what are you going to do? You're just going to die. So I want to see you one of two places. One, you can go up here and hold aggressively behind this wall. Or two, you just cycle over here. And they're really the same spot, except they have different pros and cons. I would generally like this better for the way your team has been playing. for a very coordinated team who's going to like go hard on the Bastion, this is a great spot because you can charge right out of here. But this back here is just a no. There's no reason to be on the first half of the point at all. Especially because they have a Bastion, you know they're not going to be coming on the point to pressure you. Instead, they're going to be trying to fight off of the point. So there's the Bastion. I would love to see you call to your team that the Bastion's literally on point, because he's feeding at that point. And that was a great choice with the 1v1. I think if you would have swung on her, she would have died though. That is so tough to know, because one more swing would have killed her, but one more swing may have killed you too. Yeah, I mean, you might have been able to save your, I think it was, I don't know who died on your team. It's covered by your, oh, it was a McCree.
Thanks, if you need healing, I'll run over and put a healing on you as well. You just gotta call for it. If I can, I will.
They have Bastion and
So you got your shatter fast as far as this ELO and stuff, and so you should know that, and you should be ready to shatter, because they're not going to be expecting a shatter yet.
Okay, Torb almost killed me.
Use the turret to distract you.
Bastion's really weak. I go chase him.
Oh, let's break it.
If that Ryan wouldn't have charged, you wouldn't have gotten anyone though. Maybe a new deal for you should be no shattering unless there's at least like 2 people that it'll hit. The Zarya bubble shaved you there. You didn't get. You would have gotten shattered otherwise. Or it might have been the slope. It was one of the 2. So you get bubbled there. No, I think it was the bubble. Ryan is better than your Orisa for one reason only. Your Orisa pulls and stuff are actually fairly nice, but you spent such a large amount of time on your Orisa where it felt like you didn't know what to do, or you didn't know how to give value, and you gotta be shooting and stuff then. Where at least on your Ryan, 90+% of the time you've been doing something instead of just standing there.
Oh, yeah, he killed me.
Got him.
6 scans are both down, FYI. Not that they have a pair or anything, but FYI.
So our good McCree and our shitty soldier.
Yeah.
It's frightening to turn your back to a Ryan who's like coming on you, because you could very easily get shattered if he had it.
They're all on me.
Doomfist didn't even touch. Yeah, I mean, happy that you guys won, definitely. I would really look at that game and try and see if you outplayed their Rhine overall, their main tank. You didn't outplay him on the first map. On the second map, you probably did because he fed quite a bit. But on that map, that last map, the reason things went so well for you is that you got helped by your allies a lot of times when you went into bad situations. You really gotta work on the fights you're taking, knowing when you can win them, and knowing where you should be standing when you take those fights. There was so many times that even when you were pushed up against the Torb turret and the Bastion, that you let your shield go down to like 600, and it would have just been a shame if their second DPS just broke your shield and then your whole team got shattered. I would really want to see you communicating too. There were so many times, you know, I'll just leave it at that. I would really want to see you communicating. And then, very lastly, You gotta fix your alts. If your alts get better, that alone will help you climb, just totally outside of anything else. I would really seriously look at making sure that there's always at least 2 people in your shatter, because there was times where you shattered and it could only hit one person, even if it was the best shatter ever. And then from there, a lot of times when you were shattering, your team had already won the fight. Or if you only shattered like one person, that's not necessarily going to win your team the fight. And so I really want to see you hard focus on your alts. Even if you have to hold them for a second longer, I want to make sure that you're getting value out of them and placing them where you should and using them where you should. And I'm confident you'll climb. Being a main tank in this meta is so good. Being a main tank in general is so good. You can really climb and really help carry your team.